Hello and welcome to week 3 of BA 2580 Microeconomics. Remember that the contact information is down here with the name, the email address, and the phone number. We also have office hours on Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. These are not required, but that is time carved out if you have questions. It is a question and answer format, so make sure you go in there with some questions if you have them. And we can also join this room as well, which could share the screen and allow us to work through problems together using a screen share if it is so needed at that time. So let's scroll down to the current week we are in, which is going to be week 3. And what we have, of course, is the usual objectives up top. We have the topics, then we have the lessons. We're going to be covering chapters 13, 14, and 20 in McGraw-Hill's Connect. The book will be up there, of course. Then you have the lectures here. So you could open these up. These will open to a YouTube channel. So if you wanted to go to YouTube directly and find that channel, you could also find them in that format as well. Then we have everything that we need to do under here. So remember that everything from the discussions down to the bottom here, that's what we need to check off. That's what we need to make sure to get done. Note that everything will be listed in Moodle Rooms, even though most of the work will be in Connect. So even though you're doing most of the work in Connect, make sure to use Moodle Rooms as the checkoff sheet, as the area you can say, oh, okay, I did that, did that, did that. That's what you're going to use Moodle Rooms for. So before we get into specifics, I want to go over the objective I would have for all classes, how we would approach them, or I would approach them. Then that would be to try to get full credit on the discussion forums. Remember that they are worth 21%. You want to get 100% of the 21%. You have the most control over those. Then you want to pick up as much credit on the 33 and 13 in the assignments and projects and homework as you can. Much of those are going to be those Learn Smarts, so you should not be getting zeros on there. We should be able to pick up a lot of those points. Then going into the quiz, we should have a good point cushion total. And the quiz, of course, being 33%, you want to make sure you have the book open. You want to make sure that you have downloaded any resources. You can have the website open, Google open as well, and have the quiet 4-hour time frame to pick that up. But you should be going into that with a good point total cushion. So let's go back here into Moodle Rooms and look at this item by item. So of course, first we have the discussion forums. We should be pretty used to those by now. Remember that the grades accumulate upward on the discussion forums. It's possible to get full credit with 4 posts. Many students are going to need more than 4 posts. However, if the posts are less than, great. And note that what we need for different types of posts, if you copy and paste something from Google or something like that, make sure to reference it. You don't want to plagiarize on that. I would then make sure to paraphrase it or discuss it in your own words underneath in order to get full credit on a post like that. If we respond to someone else's post, make sure that we add something new and don't just repeat in different words what's already been said by the prior individual. You can do that, but it's not going to be getting much points to do that. In order to get more points, then we need to basically add something new to the discussion. All right, scrolling down here, then we have the assignments and the projects. And we've got the week 3 assignment, week 3, these are going to be all in the Connect. So if you go up to Connect here, these are going to be the Learn Smarts. Just remember that there should only be like 25 to 35 questions. If you finish it and then go back in there, then you could still practice. Just make sure that you know when you're practicing and when you're doing it for a grade. Then of course we're going to have these longer news articles, which are going to be more kind of application type problems, as well as the chapter questions. And these are going to be very similar to quiz type questions. So these are really good to go over because they're similar to the quiz. Also note that once you take these, then you could take them again. It's not going to give you the answers, but you can take them again before the due date. After the due date, you can't really take these again because the answers will be given after the due date. So just make sure to take these multiple times before the due date. If you so choose, make sure to take it at least once. And then to pick up the grade, take it multiple times. And you should be able to pick up the grade in that way. Going to go back over here. So that's going to be the homeworks. So that's basically all in Connect. The thing that's going to be in Moodle Rooms at this point will be the midterm. Remember that the midterm cannot generally be made up unless there's a usual circumstance, an unusual circumstance, which I take on a case-by-case basis. Therefore, make sure to take the midterm by the end of the week. And obviously it's multiple choice, so you should make sure to pick up some points on it, even if you're not prepared for it. Then I'm going to go up top. We're going to take a look at the grade book on the left-hand side here. Remember that the grade book will populate as of the end of the week. Everything is due. I then have until Tuesday to enter the grade, and then they will populate the grades here. So, for example, the end of week 2 is due on Sunday. I then will populate the grades by Tuesday. So you want to go in here on Tuesday night and make sure that the grades have been populated in accordance with how you know they should be populated, based on the fact that you've been tracking all this and you know exactly what this will look like. You got it visualized in your head. That will include everything up through week 2, including late work for week 1. So late work for week 1 and up through week 2 should be populated by Tuesday. So that means that obviously this discussion forum will populate. Assignments for week 2 should populate, as well as the quiz should already have been populated. It'll be automatic, and the homework. If anything is a 0 after that time, think about whether you can pick up the late work on it, and do that. If you do pick up the late work, then I will go back in and grade it again the following week. So after week 3, then I'll go in there at Tuesday following week 3, pick up all the late work for week 2, as well as all the work up through week 3 at that time. So that's going to basically be it for week 3. So have a great week 3.